Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot and the Hambone Show. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a reading for you about soulmates getting through something difficult. So this could be one of those situations where we have somebody that need a little bit of space or need a little bit of time to address something in their life. There might have been a little bit of like a failure to launch or a delay in terms of you being able to date. You are too adorable. I can't handle it. Um, Whatever it is, you're able to overcome those differences together. For some of you, this is more so a difference in age, a difference in perhaps religious or spiritual beliefs. There's something here that you're able to deal with where maybe other people would struggle or not want to deal with it, right? Hi there, Redbeard. Hello, stressed warrior or starseed. Sorry, didn't mean to totally mangle your name like that. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. This guy is super cuddly right now, so I hope you enjoy that part of the show. Hello there, Vincent. How are you doing? All right, let's dive in. I'm feeling pulled towards the Earth and Bone Oracle, so we'll see what we have there. So I know there's something that needs to be overcome. Wow, okay. I already made reference to potentially there are some differences here in terms of faith or religious beliefs. And here we have faith coming out, which is number 14. Hope, inspiration, cooperation, rejuvenation, admittance, and allow. We've talked about this, Hambone. That's not for you. So we've got a sense here that there's a belief in another person, right? A confidence or a desire to see somebody work through something with or without you, right? But because we have cooperation, it really does feel like there's support from somebody else. And then we have number 19, stoicism, peaceful, harmonious, receptiveness, and manifestation, which really feels to me like the desired outcome of this effort, right? This is what I'm shooting for. This is what I want to achieve, some sort of peace or harmony here that has been a little bit difficult to secure. But there is a sense here that it's coming together nicely, or maybe even better than you expected. Hi there, Rob. Hello, Paul. How's it going? Right back to you, warrior. Hello, Benjamin. How's it going? Let Hambo choose a card. He's already running off to like maybe eat. He's investigating right now. Let's get some tarot going. We're going to use the Bianco Nero to get started. Knight of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. There was an event happened, and like overnight or in 30 minutes, whatever it is, very quick event here that felt like losing everything or felt like everything was changing. It could be a significant financial loss. It could be a loss of a loved one, but it was something that to me, it feels like it hit somebody in the gut, not an easy thing to deal with by any means. So my condolences or a big hug to, whoever resonates with this. But we've got a little bit of a shock in terms of what happened and how that impacted somebody's life. We have the Queen of Wands, which, by the way, ties in nicely to the manifestation on the Stoicism card, because the Queen of Wands is somebody that knows how to draw in the things that she needs or things that she wants, right? She looks very powerful sitting on her throne, and she's able to attract things, right? Or people. Nine of Cups, getting what you want. So, in other words, what I really feel like here is somebody is drawing in the life that they want because of how they handled this loss, because they have been able to be mature about healing or processing something difficult by maintaining hope specifically, right? Look, it's not easy, right? We all go through pretty difficult things. It's important to appreciate that other people are going through other things because I think it helps you maintain that hope, right? Like we don't know what everybody's going through, but they're making it. They're doing whatever they're doing, right? But also to remind yourself you've been through multiple things that have been difficult, right? Remind yourself of the strength that you have accumulated over time from those difficult things happening and you still persisting, right? There's something that felt restrictive or limiting here. So you may have had financial limitations, you may have had a sense of responsibility or duty to someone or something that was challenging, but you knew almost like a this too shall pass, right? Like I can get through this and work towards something better. For many of you, this is a situation that involved the end of a relationship or a marriage. And for others of you, this is about something happening that challenged your beliefs or your faith. Perhaps even, like the serious kind of loss that people struggle to talk to you about, right? I don't know what to say, so I'm just not going to talk to you. Sometimes that's a really lonely period in people's lives, right? Because people don't know how to express condolences, don't know what to say, so they just kind of like back away. That could be what we're looking at here. Hello, Shireen. How are you doing? From South Africa. That's so cool. You have like the best accent, I bet. Zanab, how are you doing? Hello, Anthony. Ooh, that's a pretty spicy question. Anthony, I do personal readings if you want to have personal questions answered, but these are general readings. So we have the Knight of Swords and the Six of Swords. A lot of air energy, especially as we're clarifying the Knight of Swords. So some anxiety about how to get into a better situation or how to improve after a storm, right? A difficult occurrence. But it feels, I don't know, what happened to get us from anxiety and sleepless nights into this Queen of Swords, or sorry, Queen of Wands? Well, Tower in the reverse, the Devil in the reverse. A change in perspective because you were able to let go of something that was holding you back. This Eight of Swords, this is that holding you back sensation, right? I mean, obviously, you can see from the picture, we've got somebody that is literally limited in terms of where they can go, right? But with the Tower and the reverse, it feels to me like letting go of something that ends up feeling like a weight lifted from your shoulders, right? And a way to move forward that you didn't maybe expect. Hi there, Elizabeth. How are you doing? Hello, Trina. Welcome. I know the feeling. So, this is like realizing there was a leash that you had to cut loose, realizing there was a person that was influencing you the way that, they shouldn't. There's an acknowledgement, this is holding me back, this is an issue, I can let this go, I don't need this anymore. It's preventing me from getting to what I want. So a lot of wisdom and a lot of awareness here in terms of what is it that I want, how do I get there, and what do I need to do to remove any barriers that are blocking that for me. So give yourself a high five. That's a lot of intelligence and insight there. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. An 8 on an 8, by the way. So the number 8 could be important for you. And then we have Five of Pentacles in the reverse, something coming back. So a lack of work or a lack of investing in the right situation came back around. So that could have been what resulted in the loss, but it was one of those losses that can help you really fill in where you need to, right? What do I mean by that? If there's somebody that consistently was a support for you when you had a difficult time in a toxic relationship, and then that person, let's just say they had to move somewhere, and now you can't go see that person every day. In those situations, we have a choice, right? We can find somebody else that's going to be that shoulder to cry on, or we can become that shoulder for ourselves. And I feel like there is some inner strength and some like resilience that has been built because somebody realized that they needed to invest differently and they couldn't rely on somebody else. So there's a maturing here and a sense that you can influence how things go by being more intelligent, laying the foundation for success or for what you want. We're gonna go with the beginner tarot. The lovers. I was just talking about a choice, and the lovers can represent a choice. And the chariot in the reverse. The chariot in the reverse is coming across to me as, well, it says loss at the last minute and defeat. Kind of like a sense that a boat was missed, an opportunity was missed, maybe a job offer, maybe a relationship, maybe a chance to move somewhere else or get away from something or someone that you needed to get away from. But whatever this was, it was a really heavy feeling, right? I thought I was going to be able to do this, and now I can't. What do I do? And it was because of a choice. I feel like for a lot of you, this was a small choice that ended up being a big choice, right? Like, this is the dumbest analogy ever, so please forgive me, but it's what's coming to my mind right now. Just like a sense of you get to a restaurant bar right as the kitchen is about to close, but you don't know it. You order an appetizer, but don't order the main course that you wanted. And when you go to order the main course, the kitchen's already closed. Don't know why that is my analogy, but we're sticking with it. That idea that if you had known when you were making that order for the appetizer, you might have asked for more. There was something here about like leaving something for later, not finishing something, leaving it incomplete, and wishing that at the time you had just ripped the whole band-aid off, done the whole thing, gotten it done, called it a day, right? Hello there, Kevin. How are you doing? So I think there's a need to make sure that you forgive yourself, a need to make sure that you acknowledge that these things happen so that you can learn and become a better version of yourself. And sometimes we do need to go through those lessons, but you can still make it right. Hi there, Peggy. How are you doing? Good morning. Yes, and company. I don't know where Hambone went now. He might be watching the birds. He's got a really good view of the birds out in the backyard, so he can spend hours over there. All right, we have Justice in the reverse, Eight of Swords in the reverse. Sometimes it has to get worse before it can get better. I'm really drawn to a false accusation call out on this card. So for some of you, you were dealing with somebody that was projecting what they were doing to you and asking if you were doing something. Could be cheating, for example. For others of you, there was a sense that you didn't get it quite right. Like it was a false accusation because it was something else that they had done or had been doing, right? So if you thought they were cheating you, they're actually out like gambling or doing something you really don't think is a healthy behavior for them. But there's something here about like a realization because of this injustice that helped you realize that you really do have the option to choose which path you take. And you can create boundaries or you can put bumpers on your bowling alley so that you stay focused on what it is that you want to do. It's kind of like you put blinders on. This isn't going to be a thing for me anymore. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to go down that path. I have things that I want to work towards, and I'm going to do that. There's a level of confidence and like assurance, like this is what I'm going to do. No one can stop me. And this led to kind of like a leveling up, right? A sense that you could create more stability. You could limit the amount of difficulty or loss that you experienced because you were very intentional, very thoughtful. You know, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm not going to do. And the King of Cups, this is what's really coming through for me is wisdom, which is unusual because usually the King of Cups is more about the heart for me. But this one literally says wisdom on it. So I feel like you have become more wise, perhaps specifically in matters of the heart, right? Maybe you just know now. You're cute, but no, no, no. Like, who hasn't been there? Yeah, I know. Definitely attracted to you, but then you opened your mouth. And then it changed, you know, like I feel like there's an awareness of what is worth your time and what is not. We like this. We have the Death card and the Empress. The Death card is not as scary as a lot of people would like to make it seem. It can absolutely refer to an ending. And we have been talking about something ending or a loss, right? But this is coming out more so as transformation, especially because it's next to the Empress. Attaining Empress level is no joke, okay? There are hoops with fire and trivia questions. I'm just kidding, but like, seriously, it's difficult, okay? You have to understand yourself. You have to understand how you get lessons and also help others learn. There's a sense of accomplishment here, right? I've been through a lot, but I have made sure to learn from those things so that I can make my life better, right? A lot of empowerment here. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups in the reverse. There's somebody who is unreliable, maybe dependent. They would be the type to say that they were going to do something and then not do it. So, an example, if you live with them, this would be the kind of person who it's their turn to take the garbage out. You ask if they're going to do it tonight because blah, 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 the garbage person comes in the morning or whatever. And they say yes. And then the next morning you wake up and it's not out there, right? Like, this is not somebody you can rely on. This is somebody who gets moody or pushes back if you ask them about things that were not done when they said that they would. So this is, I feel, the energy that you were moving away from. If you're not going to be consistent, if you're not going to be reliable, if you're not going to be there for me, then I'm not going to give you any of that energy, right? So we have the Two of Cups and the Five of Swords in the reverse. So basically, this was a sense of the universe needing to know if you could reject situations that don't suit you and accept that that would open the door for something better. I think there are a lot of people out there, and hey, I could be wrong. It's happened before. But I think there are a lot of people out there that are in a relationship primarily because they want to be in a relationship, not because that person is who they want to be with. And there's a fear, if I let go of this relationship, which is maybe 75%, you know, spot on in terms of what I want or what I need in a person, then that's at least better than being alone. Mm-mm. No, you know it's better? Not wasting somebody's time when you know that they're not the right person for you, not wasting your time when you know that somebody isn't putting in the effort that they should to be by your side, not relying on others for your own self-worth or value, appreciating that there are things that you could learn to do on your own that would help you be more independent, like taking the trash out. I used to be really bad at that. I hated that part. I think we all have something around the house that we hate doing, whether it's I hate the dishes or I hate vacuuming, or I hate it all, whatever it is. We can learn to be self sufficient and we can be independent. It's up here that we have to address that, right? I don't need to be in a relationship that only some of the time feels like a good idea, because that's time that I could be spending elsewhere. That's an investment in a person that could be happy with somebody else or is blocking my being happy with somebody else. So this Two of Cups is almost as if to say, I can accept now that falling in love with somebody or somebody falling in love with me isn't a life commitment, right? You can be in love or have love for somebody and also accept that that's not the right thing for you. That's not the right place for you. I think it's a loving act to tell somebody, I really appreciate who you are as a person, but I feel like I'm not the person you need in your life. Like, you could be happier with someone else and I'm not going to stand in your way. That's a mature thing to be able to say, right? Like, if we differ in a really significant way and there's something you would not be able to pursue that is important to you because you are with me, then I am therefore a block for you, right? Like, we can love people and appreciate that they aren't the right person, right? So let's continue with the Morgan Greer. Oh, really? That one's worth a sip of Dr. Pepper. All right. Strength. To be honest, what's coming through for me, which is a funny way to start when we're talking about the Ace of Swords in the reverse, it's giving me like you had to be strong enough to be honest with yourself. How many of you out there have given advice to a friend or a family member only to find yourself in a situation where you didn't follow that advice yourself? I've definitely been there, okay? Like, well, this is different, or it's just not a good time yet. I feel like this, whoever I'm reading for, this situation really cemented for you that you're not here to like waste time and pretend things are okay. You're not going to wear rose-colored glasses anymore. If something isn't right, if something isn't working, you're going to be fucking honest with yourself about it. I need to change this, and I need to stop doing that behavior, whatever it is. It really does feel like empowerment or transformation that is dependent upon being honest with yourself about what you need or what you want. And that helps you avoid wasting time in relationships so that you can connect with this soulmate. And I feel like I should call out my title says something about like, this is your soulmate. Let's just also appreciate for a moment that there's more than one soulmate out there. Okay. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Okay. That sounds heavy. That sounds like a bad idea. If you've got two baskets, why not like lighten the load? I make jokes, but like, really, we've got to be at a point where we're able to accept if things work with you, that's awesome. I would be happy. If things don't work with you, that's fine. I'll still be happy. Like, you are not the only recipe that works for some delicious cookies, right? I could make red velvet cookies. I could make oatmeal raisin cookies. I could make snickerdoodles. Like, normalize that approach to love, right? Like, you are not the only person that could make me happy, right? Um, yes, you're so welcome. I'm gonna keep making jokes about how I called you stressed warrior though, because starseed is way better. So we've got Four of Swords and Judgment in the reverse. This is healing from a decision or a behavior that you know you no longer need to do, right? I know how that ends. That's not what I want to do for my life anymore. For some of you, this is specifically about how you speak when you know a relationship is over. I don't want to be contentious. I don't want to be argumentative. I don't want things to get out of hand. You may have had things get like overly physical in an argument, and that taught you to let's like do something here to measure my words a little bit differently. I really feel like we could all benefit from being quick to review how things went, right? Like, man, I had that conversation last night. I probably could have done XYZ better, but I'll learn from it, right? Like, I'm not going to say that anymore. You've probably heard me say it's wise to avoid name calling when you're trying to have a substantive conversation. If you just want to fight, if you just want to escalate things, go for it. But I think, in my opinion, the best thing to do is to make sure that when you're having a conversation, it's actually working towards something. Are we working towards a resolution? Like, what's the end goal here? Because I'm not going to bring up shit from like 2 months ago just to make you feel bad because, like, it's pile on you time. You know what I mean? Like, we've got to be able to focus on what actually it happened and what my reaction is and be respectful, but like clear, right? I feel like for some of you, there was something that got out of hand, and you realized you could be more calm in the situation. And obviously, the other person could as well. We have the Lovers in the reverse, clarifying our Two of Cups, and that clarifies our Four of Wands. So there's a lot of love. Oh, this is interesting. Somebody chose work or working on themselves over a love situation. But that's what we already knew, right? We have obstacles, overcoming differences together, and soulmate. You are connecting with a soulmate in the presence, or in the present, sorry. If we have a situation where you would potentially come back with somebody that you have previously dated, this could apply. But let's keep in mind that we all have free will. So sometimes what these readings are about is when you master yourself, when you master your own emotions, and you know how to approach love in a more mature and insightful way, one of two things happens. You find a new love and they are on your level and things are hunky dory, or things go better because you can approach it in a more mature way, right? Or somebody else who has been working on themselves, because obviously you have as well, they find a way to reconnect with you. So it really just depends. Has this soulmate of yours been working on themselves, or did a new soulmate need to get brought in because somebody free will chose that they would rather play some games and not really work on themselves? You'll know which one is true, right? Hey there, are you gonna pull a card for us? What do you think? What does this one mean? You don't say. We have Knight of Rods or Knight of Wands. This is about fast moving action, and I feel like it's kind of invigorating or like exciting in a way that somebody is able to let go of something that maybe they didn't feel like they'd be able to let go of, whether that's a behavior or a person. With the Eight of Wands in the reverse, this feels like being able to move on, feeling things moving forward or improving in a way that maybe you didn't expect. You didn't expect it to be this real or this like I can see the difference, right? Trying to think of a good example. Like if you switch shampoos and you're like, wow, my hair is like way better than it used to be. It's a noticeable difference, okay? Almost like, why did I wait so long to learn this lesson or change this behavior? We have the Six of Cups and the Page of Rods or Wands in the reverse. Hmm. Honestly, this feels to me like seeing somebody or something differently. You might have a close friend, you might have somebody that you've dated for a decade, you might have a belief system or an approach to people that you learned at a young age. There's something here about this being a part of who you are, right? For a long time, a person or a behavior. You have assessed this situation and realized that there was something here that needed to change. Either this person needed to change, or you needed to change, or both. But you acknowledged that it was time to like kind of grow up or do something differently, right? If this person was holding you back and they weren't interested in becoming a better version of themselves, then you said, I can't sit and continue to be the same person alongside you. I'm changing, and if you're not going to change, then, you know, I bid you adieu. That's not a Mountain Dew, just so you know. That's like a sayonara. King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Nine of Pentacles. I don't need anybody to be happy. I don't need anybody to pay my bills. I don't need anybody to tell me that I'm beautiful, to tell me that I'm funny, whatever it is. There is a confidence coming through in this reading that I really admire. And if this resonates for you, good for you. You're doing it, right? You're learning how capable you are as an individual and letting go of some of those conceptions or beliefs that you had that were limiting in terms of what would other people think or what are other people doing. I don't care. I'm going to do what I need to do. What are you doing? I don't know. Tell me. But like, it's not going to be how I make my decisions, right? I make my own decisions. So, all right, let's get the Gilded Reverie Lenormand. Let's see what else we have for you. I've not seen this one yet. The Rider, Rider, in case you were curious. Should be obvious, right? With that carousel pony that she's riding. Look at this. This is, I know you just looked at it, but it's kind of amazing. This is good news. Somebody visiting you in person, because I get like such good vibes off of this. So again, this is either a new love interest or somebody that has learned from their differences or their issues how to be a better person to you or person in your life. They're coming through with something to tell you. I knew it. It's definitely good news. It's an announcement. They may have a desire to live with you. They may have a desire to date you. They may have some other good news, but like honestly, this is so cute. Look at that adorable little puppy. Oh, yeah, this is definitely a good vibe. So we've got number one, it's like a math equation. We've got 1, 17, and 18. 1 plus 17 equals 18. So I really like that. I feel like this is about a good mix. So like the temperance card, when two people are good together. So whoever is coming through to visit you, it's likely an in-person visit, by the way. This is somebody who has something to tell you, and it's going to be like music to your ears. It's going to be that situation of either you knew they needed to work on this because of interactions that you'd had previously, and they come through and unprompted, they're just like, I worked on this. This isn't an issue for me anymore. If it's like, I don't like that you smoke cigarettes, they're going to come back and be like, I quit smoking. I feel better than I ever have. Um, Obviously, it's probably more significant than that, but that's an example, right? They're going to let you know they've been working on it. If it's a new person, because somebody from your past hasn't been working on their stuff, then it's going to be somebody that comes through and like your little checklist of things that you look for, they're going to be like, by the way, got all these things that you're looking for. What's up? I'm perfect. It's going to be a really exciting conversation for you because let's say it's a first date or a second date, whatever it is, you're just going to be like, this is what I always hope happens on a date, and here it's happening. This is exciting. There's going to be a sense of loyalty or a sense of like let's play kind of like it's a green flag, right? Like, I want to spend time with you. I'm excited. A little bit of giddiness. We have number 44, the magnifying glass. Number 41, the wishing well. And number 43, the labyrinth. Sorry, that's how my high school teacher said it. I can't help it. Labyrinth. So remember that you get what you're looking for, or rather, whatever you focus on, whatever you are thinking about, you manifest. You're the Queen of Wands, regardless of your gender. You're able to draw in what you think about. So that's why it's so important to keep your thoughts positive, right? I am capable of attracting what it is that I want, whether it's abundance in like my profession or my career, or abundance in terms of love, right? If you believe that, if you think about those things, then you create what it is that you want. You know how to manifest that. But with this labyrinth, I feel like what's important for you is to keep track of your progress, remind yourself of the strength you accumulate over time, and don't second guess yourself, right? Because I feel like with the labyrinth, one thing that's coming to my mind right now is the idea of people pursuing something and then turning around before they really see something through or before they learn that lesson. So, like enjoy the ride, but give yourself credit for the things that you have been able to learn from or that you have been able to improve about yourself. All right, let's get a few from the Romance Angel Oracle.
You're so cute, mister.
Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership and getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So don't give up on somebody too quickly. Trust your intuition. It will tell you when it's time to throw in the towel or when somebody is a good match or has the right intentions. Regardless of opposition, you will be successful. That's right next to the Eight of Pentacles, so I feel like this is good news in particular for your career. Something will happen that will change the entire atmosphere for the best. So again, acknowledge that you have some manifestation powers, that you are, in fact, the Queen of Wands. You're able to make things happen, and focus your thoughts on what you want to draw in instead of focusing on others or the things that you don't want to see in your life. And you can have a little bit more control over the direction of your ship. Hi there, Dina. How are you doing? Did I miss Marigold? Hi, Marigold. All right, y'all. Thank you for the entertaining chat today. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Love you all. I will see you on the next reading.